And guess what? We're live.
Yay!
What do you guys think of that?
Man, that was super professional.
I mean, this is.
Well, we're missing some key players, fellas. We're missing Ben. We're missing Joe Quesada.
And a guest.
So yeah, we have to do the best we can here.
I think we can do all right.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean,
You never know.
All right.
I gotta get a different camera. It always makes me look washed out.
Well, you probably have your. Do you have your light on for drawing?
No, I don't have it. I mean, even these are all the lights off.
that looks
All right,
good.
that looks better.
Can you draw though?
I can't draw.
That's a problem.
Well, I mean, you're not going to be pulling a Joe Quesada where we're just looking at your head while you're drawing, right? We're going to see you drawing.
I need
This is Jeff Delirium Johnson, Dave Sleepy Johnson. I'm Dreamweaver Pan Ocean. Tonight we're doing a little bit of Sandman. I don't know who drew this. I think that looks a little bit like.
It's like Jill Thompson.
Yeah, I was going to say Jill Thompson.
I like that.
Ben picked some of these out here, and I'll save the other one for him later. This is a Dave McKean, I bet.
I'm really keen on it.
Yeah. Jeff, you're a big Sandman guy. I remember you were always, you had the hair back then a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I
Long.
definitely, I like to wear black. I like to do all that stuff.
You were a goth guy in the day.
Yeah, super goth. I have to say that when I was, I read them when they came out a long time ago, and I recently bought the big collected editions.
Jeez, look at that.
I just started doing the reread a little while ago, and I'm almost through this one, number 1.
Wow.
And it is as good, and this is great. So if anyone's really a big Sandman fan, these are fantastic printings. They're really top-notch quality, and there's a bunch of great script and art stuff in the back. So if you're really a Sandman fan and you've got some disposable income, pick up these books. There's 5 volumes.
Do people have disposable income nowadays?
I know that some people are almost trillionaires.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
So I'm sure he could afford them. But yeah, they're great. They're really, really good.
Good.
The rereads, I have such fond memories of them that I was concerned that I wouldn't like them as much. But the truth is they are as good as I remember.
The reason we're doing the Sandman is Dave has been in constant communication with one of the Sandman artists, Kelly Jones. And
He did great stuff.
As soon as he gets his computer up and running, he's got a new computer, he's going to come on. But Jeff called me up at around a little bit after midnight. He said, and I'm not going to use the same words he said because it's a family show in some ways, but like this, let's draw Sandman now. Kelly Jones has done so many different, he's drawn so many different books. We could feature him on almost anything. And then he just hung up.
You're paraphrasing.
Yeah, I couldn't get a word in edgewise, and he just hung up the phone. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Well, we should take a poll to see what they would like to see Kelly Jones draw. That is, if he even wants to draw. He may not even want to draw. He may
What
just
if he wants to draw Chromium?
A what?
Chromium.
What do you mean a Chromium?
The Chromium was one of his books from a long time. It was an indie book. Predates all the Batman stuff.
Now that's a deep dish dive there.
It really is. His Deadman stuff would be my vote.
I like the Deadman stuff too. So
yeah,
I guess we should start drawing. Ben is going to show up. I thought I'd do something. I have a book. My book's not quite as big as Jeff's. Here's mine. It's the only Sandman book I own.
What is that?
It's the Quotable Sandman, Jeff.
The Quotable Sandman? Is that just can you read us some quotes from the Quotable?
It's just a book of little quotes.
Are you going to share some of those with us?
Well, Jeff, here's what I've done with my drawing. I've put a quote on my drawing. So I have Sandman, and he's reading a bunch of books. Here's Dave's. Let's take a look. So, wow. And then that's awesome, Dave. You put a raven in there for the unkindness of ravens.
Yes. I was thinking about you, man.
Man, that is just perfect.
That is perfect. Speaking of unkindness of ravens, how's it going? How's it selling?
Going well. The book is selling well. The second issue sold really well.
That's
I'm
excellent.
excited for everybody who picked one up. There's might still be a lot of places are sold out, I hear, which is also a good sign. But there might be still some stores that have some copies.
My local store sold out before I could get one, so I'm going to have to order one.
Or I could maybe find one for you. Actually, I don't have any copies, by the way.
Yeah, I'm happy to get one. I'm a big fan.
You are?
Well, I'm a big fan of Pan Ocean writing. I love slots. Every time you call and tell me an idea, I'm a big fan of that.
A lot of ideas. Who has more ideas, me or Dave?
Ooh, we should have like a weekend and just start throwing ideas around and see who has the most by the end of the days.
Because I think Dave generally has more ideas.
Who do you think has the sadder ideas?
You, without a doubt. Oh yeah, I mean between Dave and I?
Yeah.
Probably me.
I could agree with that.
Yeah, Dave's stories often have hope. Dan's has to inject that.
Jeff made a really interesting point that kind of stuck with me. He goes, every single one of your stories, there are no heroes, just bad guys. Just varying degrees of bad guys.
Just relative bad guys.
And I like to argue with Jeff, and I wanted to argue that, and I'm like, oh, he's kind of right.
Yeah.
Say it.
Oh, look at that. Nice.
Oh, wow, look at that. That's craziness.
Craziness. So guess what I'm going to do? Because I know the fans demand it.
Are we supposed to actually guess?
Yeah. Oh, you're going to put yellow on? Oh, nice. A little yellow.
This is kind of an orange.
It's a little orangey.
Is it in more of an ochre?
Okra?
Okra.
We're trying to get some vegetables in the show.
Right. I'm going to be painting with broccoli later. Is that cool?
Of course it is.
Not to Frank Terry, it's not.
Does he not like broccoli? Is he not a
He
vegetable
doesn't like
man?
it on his pizza.
Frank's not much of a vegetable person, but he has a genuine hatred of broccoli.
I wonder why. I wonder if broccoli did some bad things to him.
Well, it's nature's broom. It's possible.
Nature's broom. I've never heard that.
After sharing a room with him at San Diego, I can attest that he definitely doesn't like things that clean out the old pipe.
He doesn't like roughage.
No.
Dan, I feel compelled to point out that you're not staying inside the lines when you do this painting.
He's an artist, Ben.
You know what? Did Sandman stay behind the lines or in the lines or whatever you're going after there?
He follows the rules of the endless most of the time.
Jeff, you know so much about Sandman, and you're not afraid to throw it out there.
I don't actually. My reread, it's been so long that it's almost like reading it again. So I have a general memory of all the stuff that happens, but it's been really kind of fun to re-immerse myself in the world. Do you guys have a? So Dan, you read Sandman when it came out, right? I know Ben is not.
You know what? I've read a lot of Sandman. I haven't read as much as you. I can tell.
Right. Do you have out of all the issues that you have read? Do you have a favorite one?
Yeah, I think you know which one, right?
Number one.
I would guess. I know you probably, since you love cats so much, I would assume the Kelly Jones cat issue was a great one.
That was one of my all-time favorites, and I like when we start meeting all the different characters. Basically, when we start meeting his family.
Right. Delirium, Destiny, Destruction.
Yeah. So you are doing wolf drawing. Yeah, I'm anytime I'm not drawing a wolf, I'm a little upset.
Right.
I have a kinship with the wolves.
Kind of a wolf whisperer.
Yeah, I've been known to. Wolf whisperer. Not everybody's down with it from what I hear, but
how do you whisper a howl?
A howl?
How do you howl?
Your soul that has to howl.
That's silent. The silent howl is the loudest howl of all.
That's the howl they understand the best.
Yeah. Right? I mean,
Well,
Ben's like,
kick in, Ben.
I'm just thinking of
Don't-
silent
yeah, don't-
Al I've experienced in life. There's a few of them. So anyway, let's get back to
they're all-
Sandman.
Yeah, that could get you in some trouble there.
so I know that you love the Kelly Jones one, but also I know you're a big fan of the P. Craig Russell fantasy, like the Arabian Nights issue.
Yeah, he's got.
Are there
so
bad
good.
guys?
It's so hard to say. I'd love to have P. Craig Russell on this show, man. That'd be something.
Yeah, he's a mad genius.
I mean, talk about a guy who just uses, so much. I mean, like iconography in his work, and it's just no one else can do it that well either.
No, his shapes and his lines. I mean, P. Craig Russell is great. So his work on Sandman was brilliant. Do you remember his stuff on Doctor Strange?
Yeah, briefly. I don't think I have all of that work.
Do you have his opera stuff?
Yeah, I have that. I have what other stuff do I have? He's done. He did the Jungle Book.
Yes, that's great. Since we're talking about Neil Gaiman, P. Craig Russell did a really fantastic job on the Graveyard Book.
The what?
Familiar with
Graveyard Book. It's that adaptation of the Neil Gaiman book.
It's more of a children's novel.
What was that one that was called? I think it was called Dreamscape or something. Dream something
I don't know.
that he did. He did like a graphic novel sort of thing.
Do you have his Conan work, the P. Craig Russell Conan stuff?
Yeah.
I always liked his version of Conan. Even though it's he's not as big and as violent as I'd normally like my John Buscema Conan. His backgrounds are lavish.
Yeah.
Lavish. It's a heavy word for this evening.
It's true. It's a big one.
Lavish.
It
So
seemed appropriate to me.
Jeff, you got a share here? Let's see.
Yeah, hang on a second.
Oh, a second. I'll flip you over.
So I'm drawing Delirium
Ooh, so cool.
with tons of. See if that's. Can you see it better now? With tons of fish flying around her.
Now she had a thing for fish. Like her favorite was salmon, right?
Yeah, she loves salmon.
But she will have eel.
Well, who doesn't love salmon?
Everyone loves salmon.
True.
So good for you.
Bears enjoy salmon.
Everyone likes salmon.
Hmm.
Yeah, there we go.
This don't look like salmon.
Neil Gaiman's real
These are
last-
goldfish.
Carp.
Yeah, koi. They're very koi.
Very coy.
Yeah, koi.
Dave's been very coy with his drawing.
Oh, he's sleepy.
Well, I have to admit that I've actually never read Sandman. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Never at all?
Yeah, it just never appealed to me.
Never cracked the
It wasn't
spine.
my jam.
Interesting. Are you a Neil Gaiman fan in general, or is it not really your jam either?
I've never really read much of any of his work, to be honest.
Interesting.
So I'm a weirdo.
Not necessarily. I mean, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing.
At least you're honest.
Yeah. I've learned a long time ago, don't bullshit when it comes to subjects that other people know shit about.
Yeah.
So, not a smart move.
What comics do you like, Dave? Apart from the ones that you've written, the Pop Kill.
And I'll be honest, I don't remember the last one I've read.
Wow.
It's been that long. I haven't been to the comic store in forever.
It wasn't an unkindness of ravens?
Well, besides the preview that Dan sent.
Slots would have been the right answer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Grr.
Slots. Here's one thing I know about Dave. Dave's a terrible liar.
Yeah.
So if
Actually,
Dave's
I'm
telling you
not.
something, it's the truth.
I'm actually a pretty good liar.
I have always know when you're lying.
I've never really lied to you.
Exactly. 'cause you never catch your ass.
Yet.
He's lying to me right now.
Yeah. Mark Solomon, we were talking about Neil Gaiman works, talked about 1602. Did any of you guys read that?
I haven't read that one.
Marvel series. It's a like an Elseworld style Marvel series set in 1602
Cool.
with Marvel superheroes. It is cool. It's one of the few gaming comics that I've actually read. So.
I'll have to check that one out.
Is that a Ben recommend?
I would recommend it.
Excellent.
Certainly.
Ben
I heard it here first.
Go to your local comic shop and ask.
Wow.
You'll find it right there next to An Unkindness of Ravens. And
Hey, Dave, I have a question about Popkill. How did the final Kickstarter go for the new Series 2 or Issue 2?
It went pretty good. We're shipping them out in the next week or two.
Fantastic.
And then we're actually gonna start the next Kickstarter.
And then it's all ready to go, right?
Oh yeah. The only reason it takes so long is just printing,
Right.
But the work is already done, so we're ready to kick ass.
Excellent.
It just takes a while. So unlike some of these other Indiegogo and Kickstarter campaigns, we actually got it done before we started. So
Wow.
Well, that's pretty smart.
Patrick says it starts shipping today, Dave. So.
Oh, nice. All right. Well, Jimmy and Patrick are in charge of it, so I just sit back and
He just cashed the fat checks.
Yeah, fat checks. Yeah. I wish there were fat checks, but it's cool. First time out.
That's great. Are you guys? I know you've got the Popkill thing pretty much in the can. You're waiting just to get it out to the public. Do you have what's your next project? Do you have something on tap?
I mean, me and Dan were talking about some things. Whether or not they'll happen or not, who knows? But I'm also working on an animation pitch and a live action TV series pitch with a
Very
writing.
cool.
So we'll see. These things you never know.
Can you tell us anything about the animation pitch, or is it?
Hopefully it'll be funny.
All right. Action funny or just straight out like.
We're shooting for like a Simpsons style, like prime time.
All right.
Kind of, nothing crazy actiony or anything, just more sitcom.
So 3-camera sitcom-y kind of approach to it?
Well, to animation, yeah. I mean
like American Dad, Simpsons, all those
sitcom
shows.
Yeah. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, just let the writing do most of the heavy work.
He's not going to take money out of Larry David's pocket.
No.
Speaking of Larry David, have you guys watched season 10 yet?
No. Is it pretty good?
Yeah. It's pretty damn good.
I hear it's pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah, so I can't, I'm very weak when it comes to that kind of humor. I couldn't get through the English Office, the British Office. I could only handle the American one, and that was even a little work for me. But this one I can watch about half an episode before I start to squirm.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's not really a recommendation then.
It is, because that half an hour is hilarious.
Oh, all right.
And even though it's uncomfortable, I keep coming back. It's like someone who's lactose intolerant but loves ice cream.
I don't know about you, but lately, I used to drink milk all the time, and then I just realized it doesn't agree with me anymore. It's strange.
Is it
Changed anything? I don't know. It's weird.
Are you still drinking cow milk, or did you
No,
try
I can't.
some other?
No, I can't drink cow milk. That's
Is that you, Dave?
yeah.
My dog's being angry about cow milk.
Oh, they love cow milk.
Have you tried almond milk?
No, that's what I usually drink now.
I don't like that I really wish we just called it almond juice.
That's true.
It's hard to find the nipples on an almond.
Yeah, I find the milk to be dishonest. The term milk.
You know, they are working on cockroach milk.
Oh God!
Good luck. Good luck selling that.
Yeah.
Why would they work on that?
Because
Yeah, why?
it's basically an unlimited supply of protein.
So, are you talking about just basically grinding up cockroaches?
I'm not quite sure because I have no interest in drinking it.
No.
How they're producing it. I don't think cockroaches have nipples either. But
They might.
Udders, if you will. But yeah, basically I'm assuming making some sort of puree of cockroach.
This does not sound appetizing at all.
Well, you know, when you think about it, people eat shrimp and lobster,
Yeah,
It's
those
true.
are
sea cucumber, you know, some
Just giant
sick-
sea roaches.
And if you really think about it, you know, like fruit juice is just fruit blood. You know, you want to go that way.
I've never. I mean,
Thanks, Dave.
God, it's now like somehow you've been able to make juice violent.
Actually, I actually got that from Macaulay Culkin, so
Oh, okay,
it's funny. Not to share.
that's rough. Fruit blood.
Fruit blood. We
So-
should market that.
I feel we should redirect us here.
Yeah. That's good talk.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks. For God's sakes.
So I am on a back pedal up here. See if I can find a comment. Paulo asked about Dave McKean's covers to the Sandman comics. And oddly enough, that was something that I had pulled up. I was not aware, and I don't know, maybe you guys are, that when Dave did those, and there's an example on the screen here, he painted the interior center painting, and the rest of it is like a shadow box layout that he photographed.
Yep.
You know who else used to do that?
So
Another Englishman is Patrick Woodruff would do that.
yes, but I'm talking about Dave McKean here.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a really cool effect.
Yeah. So to go to this, you know, which I remember seeing on shelves, I had no, you know, idea that it was not just a fully rendered illustration
Right.
as opposed to photography.
Because no one ever told you.
Well, not until like a year ago did I learn this craziness. So,
So how much would a cover like that go for?
well, you know, you probably can't buy the original art because all that stuff on the sides probably isn't there anymore. You can just get the center painting, I would imagine. But who knows?
No, it looks like it's all there. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to buy that as an original.
Well, do you really think those fish bones are still there?
Yeah, why not? Fish bones don't.
There's
Ate 'em.
in Dave's sink.
Yeah.
Leaves.
How long they've been there.
Tons of fish bones.
Fish bones.
Mm.
It's a good book.
What do you guys? So, Dave, Dan. You guys both have done a ton of covers and are well known for your covers. Dave, you've been nominated and won several awards for the covers. What do you think
I'm concerned.
about those? That approach.
Oh, I mean, shit, I would do it if I could. You know,
What's stopping you?
it's not really my gig. You know, it's what I call arty, farty, froofy. You know, weirdness. You know. I'm more of a graphic design guy than a. I mean, that's like fine arty stuff, you know.
Mhm.
That's the
Which
kind
is
of stuff
fine.
you have to go
Nothing
to
wrong with
the
that.
right school to learn.
You what?
That's the stuff you go to the right school.
Yeah. Well, also you got to have the right project. That wouldn't really fit say 100 bullets, you know?
Right.
Or I don't think it would necessarily.
Imagine if Dave McKean was doing the 100 Bullets cover, he might argue with that point.
Well, that's true. That would have been a very different looking book, that's for sure.
Probably would have got a lot of real bullets.
I probably would have got a lot more Eisners on the covers.
Yeah.
What's the most artsy fartsy cover you've done, Dave?
Oh, geez.
I've seen you do some pretty artsy fartsy stuff.
Yeah, that's why we asked Dave. I mean, you actually he's done gifts for my son, where it's like an art project. It's almost like that. So
yeah, you're like when I remember you're far more than what I was called once at a party in New York by an art student going to NYU that I was a flat worlder because I only worked on paper.
Wow.
Yeah.
Flat worlder.
I was class called a flat worlder. That person was a fine artist and a sculptor. And if I remember correctly, yeah, her final project for her senior year, I saw she was working on it. It was a mannequin wrapped in leather covered in barbed wire.
She sounds hot.
She was actually quite hot.
I bet she had read Sandman.
Yeah, no, she had read Sandman, but didn't respect it much. She liked the covers though.
What Applebee's is she working at currently?
I mean, it's so funny. I'm pretty sure she took the art world by storm.
TGI Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be a very bitter episode tonight, gents.
Well, I mean, the subject matter is so serious. Our dreams are our separate lives manifested in I don't even know what I'm saying.
So since you guys not really Sandman fans, except for Dan,
Well, I am. I just said I am. I'm just not a wacko one like you, Jeff.
Right. Let's just talk about dreams. What do you guys think? Do you think that dreams are trips into other dimensions, your subconscious, or are they just your brain looking for the day's events?
I was actually talking to Dan about this the other night. Where
we actually keep dream journals, Jeff.
Yeah,
I would love to read a Dan dream journal.
You remember when you said you could tell when Dave was lying?
Yeah.
No, we actually did have this conversation yesterday.
We actually did have a discussion about dreams. I started thinking about them the other day, and if you really think about what's the difference between a dream and a memory?
One is apparently one is a full blown. There's not really a ton of chemical difference.
Well, I mean, in sense of if you went through an event and you have now a memory of that, you can't necessarily relive the event. It's just a memory.
Yeah, and what memory occurs in the conscious mind.
Well, yeah, I mean, but a dream is basically the same thing. It didn't happen. So,
but it doesn't occur in the conscious mind.
But it occurs as you're going to sleep or when you're daydreaming. How is that any different than just a memory of something?
Tread lightly here, Ben. Okay.
I mean, I do think that Dave has a very interesting point. That very relationship has been the subject of discussion for thousands of years.
Some might say
usually accompanied by pot.
Yeah.
Typically.
Well, then, Dave, where do you fall on the whole Jungian unconscious shared ultramind thing?
Wow.
Well, you're going to have to explain that one because.
Well, there's some.
I didn't go to weirdness school that you did, so.
Right. There are some thoughts that we all share a dreamscape, and that when we're dreaming, that's where we go, and that the interactions are not just chemical but spiritual.
I don't really prescribe to that.
Grow up, Jeff.
I mean, if anything, right. I would think something more like. I mean, if I was going to go down that trippy road, it would be more the Matrix kind of, we're not really, who we think we are in the first place.
So you are a butterfly dreaming he's a man?
No, I'm thinking like, what is the difference? I mean, being a computer game player, and seeing how far games have come, like I could easily in 100 years imagine a game being so complex that the characters in the game wouldn't even know they were necessarily constructed. You know what I'm saying?
Have you looked up? Are you a fan of simulation theory?
I guess. I mean, I've never.
I mean, that's simulation theory is exactly what you're saying.
An answer.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's got relevance in a way. I mean, I'm not saying it is the case, but who the hell knows? Would we even know if we were in a simulation?
Not if we were simulated.
Yeah, precisely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ben would know.
Ben could tell.
Like a taste.
Ben could tell.
Mm.
You got there
that's-
coffee? What are you drinking?
Coffee? What are you drinking?
Coffee.
Yeah.
Whose
I
phone
think
is
you
that?
got some booze. Coffee.
That's what it's come to, boys.
All right.
Dave, what's going on with his hair there?
Well, I'm gonna have it trailing off into infinity.
Fun.
And beyond, even?
Yeah, basically. Oh shit, this ain't gonna work. Sorry, I gotta make an adjustment to my camera. Might wanna.
Oh, it's an earthquake.
Oh,
I do live in California.
So, Jeff, can we get an update on you?
yes. Hang on just 1 second.
Certainly.
Here you go. See if
Uh,
is that clear?
Gotta look.
Ooh, looking good, Jeff.
Yeah. So
It's like you've done this before.
yeah. So I'll draw.
Like a real artist.
So I just got to work on her crazy hair and draw a bunch of goldfish.
Gotta add some rainbows.
Well, I thought I would, if I ever colored it, I would definitely make it rainbowy colored. Like the fish themselves part of a rainbow spectrum.
How did you like, Jeff, working remember we did those was it murals we just did art pieces for that bar in downtown.
The
You got-
Bukowski stuff?
And you colored his stuff too, right?
I did some sepia kind of color. I didn't do a ton of color on it. Because Dave did some really beautiful color stuff, and I was mostly just doing. It was fun to paint on wood.
Yeah, that was a fun little
Yeah.
project that we did.
Yeah, I like that one because I had heard of Bukowski, but I never really read his stuff until I did those pieces.
Yeah, so this bar was an old Bukowski hangout, like a haunt of his.
Yeah,
And we got to do all sorts of. And it wasn't just him. There were some other famous people that would go there.
Well,
it was a famous poet hangout.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he was,
John Fontaine. That was the main guy. Like there was never actually, from what I read about it, there was never actually any proof that Bukowski actually went there.
No.
well, I mean, every time there was no proof that I've been to the subway on Wilshire and La Brea.
Well,
But
true. I'm just telling you what I found out later.
you kind of a killjoy, Dave.
he's a truthful man.
He's a pragmatist.
Just believes in honesty in all things.
All right, so he never went there. It's a lie.
But Fontaine actually did, and he wrote about it in his story.
Did he ever write, like, guess what? You guys love Bukowski. No proof he was actually here. I've never seen him.
I think maybe he started the rumor that
He
Bukowski
started the rumor.
never went there because he was jealous, maybe.
Yeah. But that was fun. It was fun to make art.
Good old King.
I always thought that we should have had more free beers for doing that.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
But it was fun going down into the catacombs. That was good times.
We had a lot of free beers in downtown LA. Let's not,
We did. I do love drink and draw for that.
yeah. Casey's treated us well.
Yeah, we definitely have had our share. That's the way artists should be treated, I think.
Their livers should be attacked.
Yeah. I mean, an artist, in my mind, an artist should get whatever they want.
A lot of nonsense happening on this page.
Yeah, I like what you've done with the orange yellow there.
Well, it's going to be, the majority is going to be black. So we'll see how it pans out. I like to say.
As it pans out.
As
it pan-oceans out.
Yeah.
Fun.
We'll see.
So what other have you guys what other comic books have you read besides Neil Gaiman? Or not read besides Neil Gaiman? Tell me what you haven't read.
What comic books I'd like to read but haven't read? Man, I'd like to. What's it? Why the Last Man? I always hear is very good.
It is a very good series.
I've never read it. It's one of those books I always want to. Mostly, I read a lot of Ed Brubaker.
He's very good for sure.
Yeah. Ben, what do you read a lot of?
Right now, I'm not reading a whole lot of anything, other than Unkindness of Ravens.
Again and again.
Over and over.
I can't get enough.
American Vampire. They start a new series on that, so I'll pick that up. And I read the Star Wars stuff as it comes out. I've read most of what Jason Aaron's done in the last 5-6 years that he's been doing a lot of Marvel. I'll follow writers around probably more than anything. For the most part, if Snyder does something, I'll read it. When Frank puts out a book, I'll pick it up.
And by Frank, you mean Frank Thierry?
I do mean Frank Thierry, yes. And it's not something that is easy to do in the pandemic, to where you can walk into the shop and browse through the rack and see what's out. And there was a time where I was dedicated Diamond subscriber and had my pull list and whatnot, but I just for the last couple of years haven't done it as much.
Jeff has a pull list, so to speak.
Yeah, actually, my wife Megan is a much more avid reader of comics than I am.
I like the segue.
Yeah,
a pull list, yes.
Our local comic store is actually really good about putting stuff they think that we might like in the bag.
Do you ever go like, "Hey, how you think I'd like that?" And then you just grab them by the lapel.
I mean, if I haven't. Not a lot of people wear lapels anymore.
Oh, that's true.
It's not a big. I'm not in a big lapel wearing town.
Yeah. Sorry.
Pretty quiet here.
Pretty quiet on this broadcast.
It is pretty chill tonight.
Have you guys seen that Invincible cartoon is?
Oh, the trailer looked awesome.
It did look great, yeah.
Announcement today. That's about as far as I've gotten with it.
Is there a trailer out? I just saw a graphic of it. I didn't see any kind of.
Yeah, the trailer. It's it starts off pretty pedestrian, but that's the idea. It kind of launches you into the world.
That's
I think
cool.
a lot of readers that are Jeff's had a chance to work with Robert from a writing standpoint. And he never forgot it, and
True.
I think a lot of people are going to, like the superhero stuff.
I have to say, I really enjoyed. I liked Invincible more than I did Walking Dead.
Wow.
I know, is that crazy? Did I say that out loud?
Crazy, Jeff, but it is evocative.
Minority opinion.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we just lost about 3 viewers because you said that.
The Walking Dead, I would say, is monumentally more successful.
Sure. That's not the conversation.
Ergo.
Wow. Bam. Take that.
I mean, I certainly wouldn't argue against that.
Yeah. You don't hear Jeff arguing at that point.
But I do think that who knows how this cartoon's going to go.
Yeah. I don't know. What were Invincible's numbers? It's not a. There's nothing wrong with it, but I don't think it's something.
No, it never did the numbers of Walking Dead.
A known commodity outside of comic circles by any means. So
I do think that it'll be fun to see the show bring a whole new fan base to it.
Yeah, Robert needs more fans.
He definitely needs more fans.
Yeah, lacking the fans.
Need another 5 Walking Dead spinoffs. It'll be fun.
Sure. Have you guys watched? Speaking of Walking Dead, did you watch Fear the Walking Dead?
I watched like 5 minutes of the first episode.
Is it good?
I only watched 5 minutes of the first episode.
so compelling is what you're telling me.
Honestly, the Walking Dead TV show burnt me out really fast anyway.
Yeah.
And the Fear the Walking Dead didn't do anything to resurrect any interest in that. But I don't know. It's as Dave would say, it's not my jam.
Not your jam, eh? Yeah. I mean, are you generally into zombie stuff, Ben? You seem like you're more of a sci-fi kind of fun guy.
I did read Walking Dead pretty religiously when it first came out, and not reading it as a zombie horror, point of view, but as a character development of the survivors. I thought it was compelling. I thought they lost a lot of that in the TV show, as far as the character direction. Or maybe it was that it was different enough from the comics that it just, kind of didn't appeal to me after a while. But they spent an awful lot of time trying to figure out that little dead girl was in that there barn.
Yeah, that was long.
That was about the end of me being able to watch the show with
I hear you.
Enthusiasm. But yeah, I enjoyed the comic. I don't read it any longer. I kind of got out of it, but yeah, there was a time where I read it pretty religiously. It was on my polls.
Yeah, how many?
Every X-Men book that was out there. That's long ago too. So,
I mean, how many Walking Dead TV shows are there now? 5?
6.
I think there's 3 that are running. Right? There's the original. There's Fear, and then they got another one that just came out. Right?
Jeez, it's crazy.
People love zombies.
I actually had my first zombie dream about a week ago.
Well, tell us about the dream, Dave.
Honestly, I can't
remember. I
can't remember most of it, but I do remember that the zombies never showed up. It was just we all knew that they were there. It was kind of like that foreboding, like the shoe never dropped, which is in its own way very frustrating. You're like, you almost want something to happen, but the fear of it happening is almost worse.
You had zombie interrupters.
Dream like you like your horror movies directed.
Well, yeah, kind of. I mean, I've said it many times. It's not what you show; it's what you don't show that usually ends up being way more terrifying.
Absolutely.
To an audience.
Especially at strip clubs.
Especially what?
At strip clubs.
Yeah. Well, why do you think they're all dark?
So you said the zombies never showed up, and you said we. Who else was in the dream?
Well, whoever I was in the dream with, I can't.
Hey, Dave, have I ever been in your dreams?
The what?
Have I ever been in your dreams?
In my fantasies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was really going for.
Yeah, that's the piece of information you would got there.
That was actually.
I mean, let's be honest.
That'd be a good dream.
No, I love my dreams. I've never had I don't think I've ever had a nightmare.
You've never had a nightmare?
Not in the classic sense. Not
the sense that you would want them to have.
Not in the sense of like a monster or something horrible, or It's more the only ones I've ever had, and I think I've only had two, where they were work-related stress dreams.
Oh yeah.
But I've never had any like the classic scared out of your wits, waking up screaming kind of dreams.
Have you, Jeff?
So you've never had night terrors?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
You ever woke up screaming, Jeff?
My nightmares always involve a paralysis where you can't move.
Oh, those are the worst.
Yeah, where you like, and then you're awake enough to know that you're not moving, and then that's horrifying.
Oh, I did have one of those kind of dreams. I forgot. Where I was laying in bed, and in the dream, a burglar was coming in through my window, right, across from my bed, and he was slowly coming in, and it was like, get up, get up, get up, like defend yourself, and I couldn't move, and he just slowly came towards me, and finally I just woke up.
That's super scary.
Yeah, it was interesting.
That counts as a nightmare, my friend.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, I guess the way I looked at it afterwards, I was kind of like, oh, wow, that was pretty cool,
even when I have nightmares, it's the same thing. I'm always like, you know what? It's entertaining.
Yeah. I mean, believe me, I would love to go to a haunted house. I mean, like a real bona fide, place where they can't figure out what's going on, and I don't know.
Talking like you would like to go to a house that's actually haunted.
Or, well, I don't even know if I believe in that stuff, but definitely it would be cool to go to a place that had a history of
paranormal activity.
Yeah, or activities that nobody could explain, I guess.
That's paranormal.
Not necessarily. I mean, I do believe that some of this is like electromagnetic in nature, which can affect the human brain.
Do you believe in magnets?
Do I believe in what?
Magnets.
Well, I do, but I don't know how they work.
Magic.
You should come visit me up here and come to. There's a place near my house called the Mystery Spot.
I bet.
Oh, I've heard of those. Those are those are basically, aren't they like more like just optical illusions and?
Well, I mean, that's what's the mystery is, Dave. Is it an optical illusion? Is gravity moving in a weird way? Is there an electromagnetic field that causes distortion in your perception of reality?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
So Dave's you're a bit of a skeptic, my friend.
But you know what? The world needs them, Jeff.
It's true.
Do they?
I don't know.
One of Dave's favorite was that magnet thing. Who was that? What was that group, Dave?
Insane pound Clossy.
Pound Clossy.
The Pound Clossies.
It's a much better name.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
That'll be the knockoff band I start.
Sure.
That was Jeff. I don't know if you know this, but that was the group that we listened to primarily while we were in Oklahoma.
Insane Clown Posse?
Yes.
I'm not surprised.
That was the group of choice.
Oh. Man, Oklahoma. What an adventure that was.
Yeah. Glad that I did it with my buddy, though.
Yeah, it was good times. I learned that you can survive a lot if you have a pal and Denny's Grand Slam.
God, we loved the Grand Slam. It was really our only solace in life.
Yeah, it was sweet Nepenthe is what it was.
Like,
That's fancy cuisine and
yeah, no, it was a life-saving meal. Every morning we knew we could at least get a Grand Slam.
we have that. Yeah.
you never switched it up, went for the moons over Miami.
Occasionally, but yeah, the truth is the Grand Slam was better fuel for the day.
We needed it.
They also have quality coffee at Denny's.
Oh yeah.
And all you can drink.
Yeah.
And with me, they lose money every time.
Yeah, a lot of coffee. Yeah.
Mhm.
I am almost done.
I like that. Dan, that came out great. I love the yellow/orange burnt sienna.
I don't know that there's any yellow to the slashing there. It's basically just orange. It's some false advertising.
Could be my monitor.
Could be my monitor. Could be my perception of reality.
Sure.
Do you guys ever go through the day and think, like, am I awake? Is this a dream?
Is this real life? Or is it just
Exactly.
Yeah. Easy come, easy go.
I think maybe you should maybe not do as many drugs.
I don't think that's
I call it keeping Jeff alive.
yeah.
That's true.
I disagree with that. I think I should be doing more better ones.
Yeah. All right. I have a little bit more to go, and then I'm going to make the whole background black.
How are you going to do that?
Well, it's a
With
little thing I like.
ink or color, or are you going to
black marker?
Yeah. No, I'm going to use real paint, and I'll be able to get a little bit more shadow in here too.
fancy?
That's the way I do it, Jeff.
I love it.
Give and I give and I give to the fans.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the way you treat the fans.
I'm just going to let that sit there.
Sit.
Now, what would Joe be saying right now, and why?
Joe would have hung up by now. He would have had a technical difficulty and left.
He would have claimed some kind of microphone issue.
It's like he foreshadowed by his absence.
No, what the nice thing about him would be, he'd go, "Oh, when I was having dinner with Neil, or coffee, or breakfast."
And then he stuck me with a bill.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Would you go, "This one's on me, Neil," if you were to have breakfast with Neil Gaiman, Jeff?
Yeah.
Because you're a big breakfast guy.
I'm a big breakfast guy, but I'm also a big Neil fan.
Would you cook him breakfast?
So you've brought me so many memories.
Yeah, I've actually read all of his books. And
But you've also paid for those books, as far as I know.
say what?
You've also paid for those books, as far as I know.
I have.
So
I've paid for the books. I've enjoyed the books.
so
Neil would then owe you at least a breakfast?
yeah, maybe you should make him pay.
Yeah.
Well, he's quite a generous man. Perhaps he would.
Stuff to think about there.
It is something to think about. It would be a great breakfast.
Do you think Neil would go to Denny's?
I
Yeah.
think Neil would love Denny's.
I think he would, actually.
Hey, Jeff, do you think Neil would make you German pancakes?
Is that sexual, or are we actually talking about the pancake?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
This is your dream.
Yeah, I mean, it depends.
Friend of mine interviewed Neil's, I guess now ex-wife. What's her name? I can't think of it.
Yeah, she's a
Musician
/
Amanda Palmer.
Yeah.
She did an interview with her at their house. It's like 2 years ago. And Neil actually made waffles, I believe it was.
I made waffles today, too.
For
with him.
my friend that was doing the interview, and Amanda, and fed them breakfast. So maybe he could cook you breakfast, Jeff.
That sounds delightful. I would have loved to have been part of that.
Yeah, this was a former babysitter of ours, Dan.
Oh,
Went in and hang out at Neil Gaiman's house, and then like a month later when the article came out, told me. I was like, I would have sent a couple of things with you for autographs. She's like, that's why I didn't tell you. No.
What do you have with
Well-
that autographed?
yeah.
Novels, I think, is what I would have. actually have Neil Gaiman artwork behind me. I just remember that.
What do you have? Let's see it.
I have a phone call. Oh. Let's see here. If I can get this to show without glare, because it's under glass. You see that?
No.
Did Neil draw that?
It was a doodle he did. It was a fundraising, like charity fundraiser thing. And it was like a postcard, I think it was, that you could bid on. And that's, what he sent me. So
Cool.
it's an odd little thing. But see, he's an artist and a writer. Like
Wow,
Dan.
just like me.
Just like Dan.
Man, you should buy a castle.
Yeah.
Also Dave. Dave writes.
He's a writer artist.
You should both buy castles.
You say White Castles?
Buy castles. Doesn't Neil Gaiman live in a castle?
I hope.
It should.
If you're Neil Gaiman, you've made that much money. You're writing about, nonsense all day.
Nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. He's writing about nonsense all day. You might as well live in a castle.
Dan, we're drawing and talking about Dave's dreams,
Which are nonsense.
which are nonsense. I mean, I
I
think
would classify as nonsense.
as far as nonsense goes, we could buy 2 castles if that's how it worked.
Jeff and I once wanted to buy a castle.
Oh God, it would have been so delightful.
Yeah,
Was it a White Castle?
it was about all we could afford at the end of the day.
Exactly. Well, gentlemen, it is getting close to 7 o'clock. Time for us to wrap it up.
I'm waiting on a roll here.
Yeah, I'm trying to really cook, Jeff.
I mean, it is coming out great. You're flying with that drawing.
Yeah.
What are you going to make for breakfast dinner this evening, Jeff?
Tonight is actually salmon.
Huh?
Is it poached?
I know it's not eggs tonight. It's cooking up some salmon.
But she finally, she saw an episode and she's like, you know what? Those guys are right. He's been dishing out salmon for quite some time now. I mean, chorizo for a little while. That spiced things up.
I mean, chorizo is pretty damn tasty. But we had Louisiana sausage last night, so we're mixing it up.
Can't have sausage all the time.
You can't have sausage all the time. Like they said in City Slickers, you can't have bacon for a meal.
I don't know that that's true.
We all have.
Could have. Bacon.
Well, I mean,
Jeff, do you eat real chorizo or do you eat Americanized chorizo?
I have had both, and usually eat the more authentic chorizo.
I used to eat the authentic chorizo, and then I read the ingredients once.
Yes, I mean you shouldn't do that, Ben. You should never read the ingredients of something.
Don't read the comments. Don't read the
Don't read the comments. Don't read the ingredients.
It's
a terrible idea.
All sausage has a certain gamble, a little bit of roulette for your digestive tract.
I think all sausage has what we would describe as parts.
Yeah, everything.
So you're taking your chances.
Yeah.
Sausage. See, now I'm hungry for breakfast.
Right?
Yeah. Welcome to Jeff. Welcome to Flavor Town.
I make a good breakfast. I don't make a Grand Slam good, but it's pretty good.
Jeff, you introduced me to a Monte Cristo sandwich.
Oh, the royal sandwich.
Yeah.
Monte Cristo is a quality sandwich.
It's a fantastic sandwich. You'd be surprised, Ben. It's a very hard sandwich to find a good representation of.
Park Plaza Hotel in New York.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Well,
Leave it to Ben.
Disneyland also has a really good one.
At the Grand Floridian.
Is there anything you don't know about sandwiches, Ben?
Monte Cristo and I are very close on a spiritual level.
Would you say it's your dream sandwich?
No,
Jeez, Jeff, way to bring it back, though.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, I really do.
There's nothing better than a good, authentic Cuban sandwich.
Oh yeah, a Cuban's great.
Yeah.
When I lived in Florida, that was one of the few things that made it bearable there.
What's that?
A good Cuban sandwich. I could not get a decent burrito in Tampa, but I could get a really good Cuban.
You can get empanadas in Tampa.
Oh yeah, good empanadas too. Yeah, there's some good food in Tampa.
Some. There's Burns Steakhouse.
Yeah, Burns is unbelievable.
Yeah, Burns is good.
The dessert dungeon of Burns.
Yeah. Which
Mons Venus has a buffet.
What was that, Jeff?
I said Mons Venus has a good buffet. Inside joke.
Jeff just goes there for the buffet, I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The chicken wings.
Oh, top notch.
It's the NBA player that broke quarantine to go to the strip club in Atlanta and said he was just there to get wings.
I'm sure. I'm sure they were a bargain.
They got really good wings.
Yeah, compared to what else you're getting. Yeah.
I'm sure the ranch dressing was really delicious.
Oh boy, man! You know, Dan, I see a little bit of your face in the piece.
Well, I do. I mean, I think I have a mirror over here, and when I'm not just staring at myself for vanity reasons, I'm tempting to use it for reference.
Excellent.
Also, the hands are kind of Pinocchio-ish.
Very mannish.
Yeah.
I would say they were ham-fisted.
Yeah.
I'm a bit ham-fisted. This is coming out. It's fun. Are you guys having fun? Drink and draw should be fun.
I have been having a really good time.
But
All right. Did you notice that Dave put a raven in his piece?
yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Believe me, I noticed.
Probably unkind.
Is it thought or memory?
It's a very unkind one.
It would seem that Dave has just given up on talking to us.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. He's
I gotta concentrate. I gotta keep from this thing turning to total shit on me.
Well, Jeff, do you want to give us the last viewing of your goldfishes?
yeah. Here you go.
Oh, I want to see that. Hold on.
There you go. Let me put some light on it. Is that too much? Too much light?
Oh, nice.
Very cool, Jeff. Now, I'd love to see you finish that one out.
Oh yeah. I mean, I got a lot of goldfish to draw in there.
It's
But
weird. It
it's
kind of
forget-
reminds me of Frank Thorne, that face. I don't know why. I got a Frank Thorne kind of vibe from it.
Oh,
It's
excellent.
very-
Thanks, man.
I like Frank Thorne.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
I'm a huge fan. Yeah, got a lot of goldfish left to do, but then I'm actually penciling it on nice paper, so I'll try and ink it up well. Give it a little bit more of a sense of class than my normal ballpoint pen drawing.
And then folks can find that on your Twitter feed.
On Twitter and or Facebook, and probably Instagram. I'll put it up
Awesome.
somewhere if it comes out well.
On the social medias.
Yeah, I'm on all of those things.
All right.
Dan, Dave, that came out. What are you talking about? Not fucking it up. It looks great.
Well, I still got to figure out the bottom. I want to do something, I don't know, interesting, I guess. We'll see.
All right.
Maybe put them in roller skates.
There you go.
That would be interesting. What would Dave McKean do?
Wouldn't even draw it. He'd just build it.
He just build it.
You just
Put it in
slap a
box.
roller skate in there and take a photo.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's the trick right there. That's the money move.
You know, don't waste time. Like, why do it if I can just build it?
Yeah.
Well, I think we bamboozled the viewers so much. There hasn't been a lot of questions. You know,
There you go.
they're confused. They're all hungry.
Thanks to Jeff.
A slightly catatonic state. All right, gentlemen, that was fun. That was good times.
Yeah.
So, all right.
More often.
Maybe weekly.
I get crazy now.
All right, gang, that was a joy. I will see you guys next week and talk to you in a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe. We have any big announcements coming out this week? Anything anybody wants to plug?
Uh,
Not yet.
Dave, you've got
Next week it probably will be. Next week we're going to start
next week. Okay.
the next pop kill.
Excellent. Well, everyone should tune in for that. Dave, going to give us some secrets about Popkill next week? Say yes, Dave. Give people the
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
You gotta give. Are you gonna? The question, Dave, are you gonna have anything for the fans to tune in for? The answer is an automatic yes, not a
maybe.
sorta.
The next time someone asks you if you're a god,
You say yes. Yeah.
All right. Is that enough dreamy chaos for 1 week?
I think we did it.
Should we punt? All right, folks. Well, thanks for joining us this evening for a lively discussion about Denny's, chorizo, dream states, strip clubs, Tampa, and Neil Gaiman.
We covered a lot of ground. Good work.
It really
It's
did.
a lot easier without Joe hogging all the topics, right?
Yeah.
Totally.
Joe will be back with us hopefully next week. Until then, everybody stay safe, wash your hands, all that.